Hello, my name is Carmen Walters. I'm the Executive Director for Guthrie Public Schools. It is now my pleasure to introduce the 2019-2020 Elementary Site Teachers of the Year.
Hello, my name is Callie Lyons, and I'm a first grade teacher at Fogarty Elementary, and I'm their Site Teacher of the Year.
I want her to know that I love her.
She always gave me a hard time about not being quite as organized until the one time I went into her room and opened a closet door. So for Callie, it's all in the closet.
She's a great teacher. That she's a good teacher.
I think she really enjoys the job that she does, and she knows that what she's doing makes a difference in the lives of our students here in Guthrie.
She does a good job of teaching. I love her. Well, because she does like super duper nice things for us.
Initially, I first did not want to be a teacher. I tried other things in college. I tried to do journalism and just realized that I really do like working with kids and feel like that's where I need to be. When you see those little kids like actually get it, like you've been working and working and working and you've showed them how to do something one way and showed them how to do it another way because they're not getting it, and when they finally like, hey Miss Lyons, I know how to do this. This is why I'm here. So they know what to do and now they're finally figuring it out. Be flexible. Be flexible in your lesson plans. Be flexible in your schedule. Be flexible. It's just not always going to go the way you want it to go. Your lesson's not always going to go the way you want it to go. Your day's not always going to want it to go. And if you can't just go with the flow and be flexible, it's just not going to be the best day. So just go with it. It'll be okay. So I have to iron everything. It has to be perfect. So I'm a little obsessed with ironing, and every night figure out what I'm going to wear for school. I iron it, even t-shirts, jeans, everything. So I don't know if anybody knows that about me. Some people might. Pray that I loved them and cared about them and just hope that they're all successful and doing the best that they can. On one's place. So let's take all these out and let's count them to make sure that it matches this number. What was this number?
77.
Okay, you're gonna have to go slow because I can't get these in there super quick. Ready? What are we gonna count by?
10.
Why? Why are we counting by 10?
Because they're 10 bundles.
Because they're in bundles of 10, so they're in groups of 10. So let's count.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.
Okay, so I am out of my bundles of 10. So now I'm gonna start counting by what? 1. So I stopped at 70, so I have 70.
71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77.
Does that match our number?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Karla Thitts. I'm a first grade teacher at Central Elementary, and I'm their Site Teacher of the Year.
Best teacher I ever had.
So Karla's style of teaching is just phenomenal. She is structured, she's organized, classroom is very child-centered.
So like when we get our chart full of like stars and we get to be in the treasure chest.
I would say there have been several occasions where Miss Pitts has called me in to handle different situations, and they're very humorous situations, and Miss Pitts can hold a stone cold face without cracking a smile or showing any emotion in those situations. I don't know how she does it. I have a hard time doing it myself.
Because she lets us do math, and I really like math, and she's the best teacher I could have.
I think Miss Pitts genuinely comes back for her kids. Her motivation to see them grow and become productive citizens in her classroom, she just has that genuine love for children.
There's a word, and there's like we practice and we spell them on Friday. That's our spelling test.
I know she loves craft shows. She is a craft show junkie. She drags her poor husband all over the country to craft shows, so she loves craft shows.
She's always working hard for us. She's always nice.
I've wanted to become a teacher because I care about students, and I had some wonderful teachers growing up, and I wanted to serve others. And I feel like teaching is a great way to serve others and to help everybody.
She got a smiley face as a planner.
Teaching's like a journey. Half the fun is just getting there. Growing up, I wasn't always thinking about being a teacher. I always wanted to be a dolphin trainer, which I know is kind of funny. I guess, went to the zoo a lot growing up, and so I always thought that'd be a fascinating job. And then when I got to junior high, I started taking biology. I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Eggs, that is true. All right, Lawson's turn. Ooh, a scary one, son.
My mom hates snakes.
I know, I'm not a fan of snakes.
My pet snake.
Hi, my name is Melanie Ball, and I am a third grade teacher at Cotteral, and I am their site teacher of the year.
Well, she helps us with our work. When we ever need a question, she lets us answer it. She will help us with one of the questions that we're just completely confused, and she'll just help us what we need help with.
Mrs. Ball is an engaging teacher. She's the first one that says, I know you can. You need to go back and try. And so she makes sure everyone is successful in just that encouragement.
That she's like the best teacher that I've ever had.
At Cotteral, we just completed our MAP testing. Mrs. Ball was worried about each and every student to be successful. There was a couple students that did not grow as much as they should. I finally had to tell her to let it go.
That you're the best teacher in the world, and I'm going to miss you next year.
My childhood was a little difficult, so I had a lot of things going on at home, and when I got to school, in fourth grade, I had a teacher that was wonderful. She was loving, she was nurturing, she was caring, she made me feel special, and I felt like I could just be myself when I was at school, and it just made a world of difference to me as a fourth grader growing up, so I just always wanted to be that for somebody else.
There's just so many things I can't even pick one. You're the best teacher in the whole wide world.
I usually try to stay upbeat and positive and not let things kind of get me down that are going on, or if we're having a bad day, we try to start fresh off the next day. No matter how difficult sometimes situations can be, or kids can be, or the year can be, you are making a difference. Seeing the kids later, I'm starting to have kids that I had in fourth grade, I'm having their kids now. So it's just kind of neat seeing them later on in life and how successful they've been, and that they'll actually remember things we've done in class or things that we talked about, and that just means a lot to me because it makes me feel like I have an impact on somebody. I am a huge Green Bay Packer fan. I've been to Lambeau Field 5 times. I probably could name the whole starting lineup for the latest championship winning team. Brett Favre was my favorite. What times 8 is 0? Easton? 0. Good. Okay, good job so far. Jack, what time does it show on the clock?
1:37.
Yeah, 1:37. If you have 1:36 or 1:38, that's okay, because it's still really close right there and it's hard to tell. Okay, so we got the clock. Now what about estimate the sum by rounding the number first? So the first one, we're going to round to the nearest hundred. Levi, 719. What'd you round to?
700 and 623 rounds to 600.
Right.
Hello, my name is Sarah Lawson. I'm a third grade teacher at Charter Oak Elementary, and I am their site teacher of the year.
She's kind and like she's beautiful, like her hair. The most I like about Miss Lawson is actually everything.
She doesn't cut slack for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. The expectation is set, and she expects all the students to meet those expectations.
Well, she's always smart and helps us teach in a good way that makes it fun.
I would say a strength with Sarah is she's calm under pressure. Everything else can be going wrong around her, and she's calm.
I would want to know that she's a very good teacher and she should stay a teacher for a while to help other kids.
She is that constant professional. If it's expected of her, she's going to do it.
She's magical and nice and sweet to me.
I've always wanted to be a teacher. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved playing school. I loved learning new things. In high school, I worked at a daycare, and in college, I taught dance classes here in Guthrie, and those experiences just reinforced my desire to work with kids.
Because I feel like that she's like an awesome teacher.
I feel successful when my students make progress, when we've mastered a skill that we've been working on. Sometimes success isn't measured by the content that we master or the goals we have. I feel like success in my career has to do with preparing those students for the real world.
Okay, class, what's 8 times 5? And then somebody's gonna raise your hand. OCL, 81.
I would want to tell my fellow teachers to collaborate every chance you get. I feel like teaching can be a very isolating profession, and if you're not talking with colleagues about what problems you have or what helps get you through the day, then days can be very long. Something about me that no one else knows: I'm a terrible cook. So one person knows that, and that's my husband. Bless his heart, but I've just accepted that about myself. I would want my students to know that I believe in them. They always have someone in their corner who is cheering them on. Even if they feel like no one's there for them, I'm always there for them. Someone tell me what related facts are. Evie?
Related facts is almost the same of something else.
Okay, give me an example of a related fact.
Like 5 times 5. And then we almost saying is 5 times 5.
Okay, those are related facts. Kenzie?
Hi, my name is Doug Ogle. I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Guthrie Public Schools. At this time, we would like to recognize our Secondary Site Teachers of the Year.
Hi, my name is Samantha Morgan. I am a 6th grade math teacher at Guess, and I am their Site Teacher of the Year this year.
She lets us get time to get our work done, and she'll give us an extra day if we need to, so we can get it done and get a good grade on all of our papers.
I struggled in school whenever I was younger, and just being able to give kids that confidence and that positivity and letting them know, you know what, someone does care about you and you have places to go.
Samantha's a very hands-on teacher, always working with her students. Never walked in her classroom and seen her at her desk.
She explains it very well. Like, she gets down deep into it, breaks it up in parts to make it easier for us to learn.
The one word that'll come to mind to parents is her passion, her care for her students, her care for their growth.
She's goofy and makes it fun, so it's easier to learn.
She's very competitive. Samantha's very competitive. We've just had our 6th grade dodgeball tournament, and her class was competitive. They go right along with her.
She likes to write fast, and she taps on a lot of stuff.
Well, she would say, she'd be doing a problem, and then she'd be like, do this problem and tap her nails on the board, and then if we got it right, then she'd do something on the board.
Percents, and I was able to break down percents a little bit differently, and some of the kids were like, oh, this makes so much sense, this is so tough, but it's making sense. And we were able to talk about going to the restaurant and how you can do that easily without actually doing a lot of math. And so it was kind of those moments of like, hey, this applies, and you are making it more fun. And so that is a huge compliment for me as a teacher.
I think it's the kids and her passion for them. She knows that in this community that she can help and watch grow, and I think that's what keeps her going.
I think just having those kids say, you know what, I don't like math, and there are times that I don't get it, but you really explain it, and I enjoy coming to your class. And so I know that I'm able to kind of supplement the hard parts of math or the boring parts of math with myself and with my teaching in those areas of just making class lively, and then them eventually understanding the information and saying, you know what, I got it, I figured it out. That moment doesn't always come, when I think that it needs to, or those times, but it does come them, and it just means a lot whenever they're able to see that. An overall blanket statement would just be that I'm rooting for you. You are going to do great, and you are not just stuck in this one thing, in this one area of your life with whatever else is going on. Okay, I showed you guys already because you guys have to see, but can anyone tell me what's on the back of this board? These are like the best cookies ever, right? Yeah, the little ones. Okay, these are not the larger ones, they're the smaller ones, you know what I'm talking about, that we get for Christmas parties and stuff. Okay, it says that there are 21 ounces and 44 count. Can anyone tell me what the 44 count stands for? What?
44 cookies.
44 cookies, very good. So there are
My name is Scott Peterman. I'm an 8th grade teacher at Guthrie Junior High, and I'm their site teacher of the year.
Well, he's pretty laid back, and he really just wants to help.
So Mr. Peterman is very engaging in his classroom. If you walk in his classroom, kids are going to be engaged in an activity, whether they're creating apps on the computer or they're building a kite or they're building a hot air balloon that they're eventually going to test outside. And he's very patient with the process of problem solving with the students.
His strength is like making us be quiet.
I think one of Mr. Peterman's biggest strengths is his ability to work well with a multitude of different people, whether it's a core teacher or another elective teacher or whatever the situation is. I think Mr. Peterman has the unique ability to fit into any situation.
I didn't know that plane building could be so much as it was. I thought it was just like more, you just put this together and it's easy, but it's actually a lot more.
He's teaching me a skill that can bring me high up in life.
I would want him to know that I'm very thankful for him allowing me to be in his class, and also that he's taught me a lot this year.
The whole objective with our STEM program is to teach kids to problem solve. He loves seeing kids be able to work together and solve a problem without having to come and ask the teacher for the answers.
The funniest thing is whenever we were flying a plane, is whenever I was flying it, I flew around the group like 3 times. And whenever I flew, I got it up in the air and it flew around, and he just got freaked out basically. If I messed up at all and it could go crashing down in the group, which would have been very bad, but thankfully I landed it, kinda.
Funny thing that I think everybody will immediately recognize about Mr. Peterman is hands down has the best tan in the district.
Well, one time he just dropped a plane, just like straight up, like everyone was just like freaking out.
We try to have a stimulating, hands-on environment in STEM where they're not just in front of a computer all the time. It's a hard profession that we need to make sure that we sometimes lift some people up and give them a pat on the back, because you don't know what kind of day they've been going through. One of the big things is kind of something that people don't know unless they come over to our house, is when they come in, my parents actually got my daughter and I a welcome mat, and it says Guthrie Blue Jays. The only school system, college, anything we've ever had in our house. So we're pretty proud of it.
It's about I think I've seen it up in the air.
Hello, my name is Carrie Hester. I am a 10th grade teacher at Guthrie High School, and I am the site teacher of the year for Guthrie High School.
Ms. Hester, I would like to tell you that you're a really good teacher. You're like one of the best teachers I've ever had. And I really appreciate all your hard work and all the assignments that you do. And it really helps us because it's easier for us to learn.
Mrs. Hester's students would say she is a fun teacher. They love going to her classroom, and I don't think there's a greater compliment that a student can say than that they enjoy each and every day coming to their classroom.
I think she just enjoys teaching. I think she likes being around students and being able to educate the new generation and trying to make the world a better place.
We're so proud of her being a GHS alum and wanting to come back to Guthrie. We were actually able to hire her 2 years ago right after the school year had begun, but her principal assured me that she knew that she was from Guthrie and she loved Guthrie and she wanted to come back. And so I'm just proud that we are able to have people that have actually gone through our school system and have been successful, and then they want to actually come back and spread that love of learning with students in our own community.
She teaches her subject well and she's very nice to the students.
Teaching for me is a way for me to help people where I feel comfortable helping people. As I was graduating high school, I knew that I wanted to help people, and I knew that I loved reading, and I loved fostering a love for reading in people. When I would make a book recommendation and my friends would come back and say, "Oh, that book was great. What's the next one?" I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And so I think becoming a teacher felt really natural for me.
That's probably my favorite class of the day because it's fun in there. It's not just boring. Everybody smiles in Miss Hester's class.
Hanging out with teenagers all day is probably the best part of my job, and it's definitely not something I ever expected to say. But they're funny, and they're smart, and they teach me things every day, and I go out into the world knowing so much about this upcoming generation and the impact they're going to have on the world.
She makes learning fun. That's my favorite part.
Actually a pretty big Dungeons and Dragons fan. I play a game every week, and I like the creativity involved in it. I get to kind of step away from my life and be somebody else. I get to use my imagination, which is something that a lot of adults lose. We're gonna play a game today. Here's how it's gonna work for these three questions. You're gonna write the answer on your board, or in the case of group 2, your paper, and whichever teams get the correct answer will get a point. So multiple teams can get a point for right now. So just go one question at a time. So number 1, who is most well known for his sonnets? Probably the person we've been studying recently.
Hello, my name is Tyler Young. I am a 9th grade teacher at Guthrie High School, and I am their Site Teacher of the Year.
He's always here to help me, and if I needed anything, he'd be right there to help me.
With Mr. Young, the first thing I think of is a teacher that's very relational. He takes a tremendous amount of time and effort and energy into building meaningful relationships with his students.
From the bottom of my heart, he's one of my favorite teachers, and I love him so dearly.
Mr. Young comes to school each and every day because he sees it as an opportunity to have a positive influence on our greatest resource, and that's our children.
Probably just to be open-minded about things. We had a conversation about keeping your mind open to things and always taking other people's opinions in and then processing them for yourself.
I actually come from an educator family. Both of my parents were teachers. My dad was an ag science teacher. My mother taught elementary for over 30 years before retiring. So even at an early age, I got to see the type of impact that they could have on a community, or a teacher could have on a community, and that really put me on the path to becoming a teacher.
I don't want to go, but yeah, I've learned a lot through football. Freshman year is probably my favorite year of football, and having you as a teacher was really fun. He's one of the best guys you'll ever meet. That's just period. Like, he's the best.
Well, what's pretty funny about Mr. Young that a lot of people wouldn't know, he does driver's ed in the summertime. The first thing he asks students when they get in the car with him to drive for the first time, he said, "Have you ever driven a car before?" And he said, invariably he'll have students that say, "No, I've never driven a car." And he said, "Have you ever driven a go-kart? Have you ever driven a motorized vehicle?" And they'll say no. And he goes, "Oh boy, this is going to be a long morning."
He would listen to music, and he would like lip sync, and like whenever we would go to the guitar parts, he would go like, it was so funny.
There probably are a few people out there that know this about me, but when I was in college, I took a class that was required called Pedagogy of Rhythm and Movement, which is a dancing class. And for our midterm, we are actually given bonus points if we dressed up. So I dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, as it being Halloween, And somewhere out there is a video of me ballroom dancing, doing the foxtrot, and the waltz dressed up as a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, yeah, probably not. Hey, man, how you doing? How's your day going?
What are you getting at? A D. And so when you start looking at the GPA that you come over here, okay, that D is worth how many points? 1. Okay. When we start talking about GPAs, it's on a 4-point scale.